G'day guys, today we're going to look at awnings and fitting them to the side of your roof rack. ARB obviously have a range of awnings, 2 metre, 2.5 metre, as well as our short 1.2 metre. Awnings are obviously a fantastic accessory to have on your four-wheel drive, really good for whether you're going camping, want to put your swag underneath it, heading down to the beach, or maybe even just going down to the local football club. The other good thing about the awning is that with the proper bracketry with our quick release bracket, you can basically take it off and put it on really simply in under 2 or 3 minutes, which is great because it means that when you're driving around day to day, you don't have to have the awning on the side of your car all the time. You can take it off and leave it in the shed or your garage and then just chuck it on the time you need it. So as I said, today we're going to look at putting this 2 metre awning on the side of our Ranger on our trade rack using a quick release bracket, which is also the same bracket that we would use for our touring racks. And we also have on top of that a range of other brackets that will work for all the other roof racks that we sell here at ARB. So Jono, what do we need? What are the tools? How long is it going to take us?
We don't need too many tools for this one, just a couple of basic spanners, a pair of scissors and a couple of other basic hand tools everyone will have lying around, and I reckon we'll get this done in about 30 minutes.
Brilliant, let's have a go. Within the quick release awning bracket box, you'll find all the bits and pieces you need to get the job done. We have all of our brackets, as well as some protective tape to ensure that you don't get any superficial scratches on your roof rack. Also, you'll find inside detailed fitting instructions that you can read through at your leisure. The first step is to take the protective film and cut it into 8 equal lengths to wrap around the roof rack top and bottom rails. When fitting to a roof rack with a mesh base, it's always worth test fitting the rear bracket to make sure that you've got it in a spot that'll suit. Once you're finished with the rear bracket, move to the front. Keeping in mind that with the adjustability in the awnings, there is no set dimension or measurement that the two brackets need to be apart. However, it's always best practice to keep them as wide as possible to give the most secure area for mounting. Once you've finished applying the protective strip, pull all your parts back down onto your work area and lay everything out. Start getting your bolts together with your washers, and then we can get ready to put the brackets up onto the roof rack and get ready for the next part of the install. Starting with the rear, we're going to grab 4 bolts, 4 nuts, 4 washers and the rear bracket. Each bracket assembly comes with a front and rear plate. Wrap the plates around the railing top and bottom and secure together with the 4 bolts provided. Once the rear bracket assembly is complete and fastened, move on to the front and continue the same. The next step is to measure the distance between the 2 holes. Be sure to make a record of the measurements you've taken, and now it's time to assemble the bracket for the back of the awning. Slide the provided bolts down the T-slot channel and then use the knurled bolt and put that in through the back of the bracket and place it over the top of the bolts. An alternative to this assembly is to actually put together the bolts, washers and nuts onto the bracket before you slide it into the channel. In this demonstration, we're not entirely following the fitting instructions, as we're showing how you can do this without having a vise at home to secure the knurled bolt into the nut. Now it's time to space the bracket to the back of the awning to the measurement that we took off the keyholes in the awning brackets, ensuring that they are centre to centre. Now simply fasten the nuts on the back of the awning bracket bolts. And now it's time to lock in the knurled bolt. Take the heavy duty washer and place it over the top of the knurled bolt. Now use your 13mm spanner to tighten the nut, pulling the knurled bolt through the bracket. This locks it into place so that we can then secure it onto the awning. Using this method, there is no vise required. And in the final step of preparing the awning, all we need to do is loosely attach the M8 flange nuts. And now we can simply slot the awning into place. Finally, hand tighten the flange nuts at the back of the awning and secure with a 13mm ratchet.
And when the time comes that you would like to remove the awning, simply loosen the rear nut, which will allow you to easily unhook the awning for storage.
So there we have it. Whether it's an awning with or without a quick release, it's readily available for you from your local ARB store. Give them a buzz, see if you want to have a crack at doing this at home, in your garage, in your shed, in your driveway. It's super simple, really limited amount of tools required, and you can have a great new piece of four-wheel drive equipment to get out there on your next adventure. Thanks for listening. See you next time.